All right, video number 3 in our SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro extravaganza. This is one I think a lot of you have been waiting for right here, the Arctis Nova Pro Wireless. And yes, as you see, we do again have the Xbox version because this can be used on every single platform, your PS4, your PS5, your PC, your Nintendo Switch, your Xbox, everything. So just get the Xbox version. Now, as far as in your box, you get pretty much the exact same accessories as you saw in the wired version. Sorry, again, I got a mess here, but I've been using them. You get 2 USB-Cs, your 3.5 cable, your windscreen, your manual, your little comic book card thing, your little baggie made out of the previous headset cushion stuff. You get your base station right here, which is quite different. Of course, you got the wireless one. Then you get your headset. Now, I don't want to waste too much of your time going over the comfort and build of this headset because it's pretty much a spin image of the wired version we went over yesterday with a few hidden differences. Now, looking at the headset just straight up core right here, for anyone that didn't watch the wired version, well, you got a metal reinforced headband up here, and your adjustment on the SteelSeries headsets now, you actually have traditional arm. Slides in and out. You have nice tension too. It's not sliding out on you, so I think it's going to hold that position really nice. Now, you still got that little floating headband, but it's different. It adjusts by these little hooks right there, clip out, and you can adjust in those few different increments right there. So again, you got the headband, and then you also have the adjustable arm. By the way, this headband, I don't know if I showed in a previous one, you see the little design in there? It's really nice because it's actually a slight bit of padding in there. Again, just an extra touch of comfort. And of course, you do have that full swivel. The ear cups go a little bit forward right there and actually a little bit out, so you have plenty of movement. Ear pads go in and out as well, and again, that adjustment on your arm. So I think this is going to really suit anybody as far as comfort. Now, one of the hidden things about comfort here, looking at these ear pads, again, full leatherette on the outside. When you go on the inside, again, they're fully pleather or leatherette, whatever, but the inside leather, if the camera can pick it up, is very thin and lightweight, so we might get some flaking in there, not too sure. Now, as far as the dimensions of the ear pads, they are plenty big, plenty wide, plenty deep. My ears don't touch the inside of the driver. Follow me right here, okay? So talking about these ear pads, you can take them off. As you see, I am clipping them off. They're not just peeling off like old SteelSeries headsets. They have that bracket around them right there, so they're going to clip on there rather than just sliding on. So number one, replacement ear pads are going to be tough and still until some companies start making them with this bracket. Now, talking about ears touching the drivers here. They don't touch the driver, but as you see this little nub sticking out in the middle right there for your active noise cancellation, pretty much goes right into the center of my lobe right there. But if the headset starts sliding down during long sessions, I feel this to start touching the top of my ear. Now that's going to be different from person to person, of course. Maybe you got smaller ears or bigger ears. I don't know. We can sit here and measure my ears if you want to. Go measure yours, you know what I mean? But again, me on long sessions, I got the headset on and it's sliding down, or I'm leaning back on the couch and I move around, that nub would eventually touch me like right up here. It's not going into my ear, but it's touching me up there, or it's touching me in the back, depending on where I'm moving. Now, if I'm sitting perfectly in my chair and I'm just like this, yeah, it's perfectly fine. But again, when I start moving around or adjusting or even eating something, if I'm eating some chips, I'm constantly chewing, it's adjusting and budging, and again, I feel that resting on me. And it was honestly annoying. So can I ding the headset for that right there? I think I can. I really do. It's going to be different person to person. Of course, I'm reviewing a headset, and I think some people are going to experience that issue. Again, it's not a deal-breaking issue. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is hurting, let me throw them away. It's not like that. It's kind of a hit or miss, person to person, situation to situation issue. Now also, of course, because this headset is wireless and it's packing a whole lot more features, it is a little bit loftier than we've seen. They're coming in at 338 grams. So yeah, loftier, but again, not like incredibly heavy. For everything it's packing right here, again, being a wireless headset, your replaceable battery and all that, it's still very lightweight. And when I take this headset, put it on my head, again, it is very cozy. I can't give it stinking cozy. I can't because that thing inside touches me. Again, that's a hit or miss issue, but I'm gonna give it a very cozy badge. And of course, as you saw with the build, there is a lot of plastic on this headset. That adjustable arm's plastic, going into the hook is plastic, into the ear cup is plastic. For some odd reason, only our metal headband up here is reinforced with plastic, which the headband stops us from stretching it out too far. Again, I get a little bit worried about that plastic over there. It's not saying you're gonna take your headset and twist it like this. It's just over time, right? This is what we're doing. Bam, we're putting it down, we're putting it on. Over amount of time, is that gonna give way on us? Makes me a little bit worried, but only time will tell. All right, so now let's go and talk features and functions here, and stick with me through this, because there is a lot packed into this headset. And starting off with what's on the headset. Left ear cup, you have your power button. You can also cycle your active noise cancellation on or off right here. 2 beeps is gonna go on, and then you heard that tone right there. Press it again. That single beep means your active noise cancellation is off. You also have your mic mute button, and you get a small tone in there, but it's synced up perfectly. Press it down. I doubt the camera can even pick this up. See, I doubt it can pick it up, but there's a small tone in there right when you press that down. Now, coming over here, you have your volume wheel continuously rolling up, continuously rolling down. It's nice tactile steps in there as well, if you can catch this. Feels really nice. Now, this volume wheel can also be used to control your base station here. So what you can do is hold down the volume wheel right there, and now you see we can actually cycle through and control our base station right like that. The great thing about that, I really love that. Some people may be thinking that's a cheesy feature. I love that because my consoles are on the entertainment stand, and then I got my lazy boy over here. Now, if I was at my PC, it'd be different. I control it all through there, but it's nice being able to have this set up over there on the TV, still be able to control it back here by the lazy boy and control everything right there. That is stinking fantastic. And then whenever you're done controlling everything with your volume wheel, just press the power button. That's gonna go back right to the main menu and let you activate this as your volume wheel again. You have your 3.5 port right down here, because yes, you can use this headset as 3.5 and still get your mic mute and all that stuff. Now you have your microphone right here that retracts out. And as you see, you have that red light on the front to let you know whenever it's muted. Press it in and it is active. And you actually can control the brightness of this as well. You all know I love that right there. Just a notification lets you know, hey, it is actually muted. Now, coming over to this side, as you see, you can pop it off, and that is your battery within there. You have the other replacement battery in here charging up. You get up to 22 hours, I believe, with each battery. And again, it's so nice because the other one's charging it, so you really never run out of battery. The cool thing as well, guys, so we're paired up right now. You can see we're synced up. You can actually take this battery out, flop in the other one, and it's still gonna stay paired up. I think you get like 8 seconds or something like that. So pop your battery out, put it in, bam, and it stays connected. You don't got any of that disconnecting or anything. It just stays right synced up. Really cool feature. I like that as well. Now, popping off the left ear cup here, you're seeing you got a USB-C port. This is where you can actually mobile charge it, or whenever you need to do that first update right out of the box. And I totally forgot to show you the Bluetooth button over here, which you hold it down to pair it up. You can actually single press, double press, all that stuff to actually play, pause, and skip tracks, or answer and pick up a phone call right with the Bluetooth button. All right, so let's go and talk about the meat and potatoes here. Let's talk more about the base station. And number one, as far as your connections, you got your line in, your out, your Xbox, and then your USB. Again, for every platform, just plug it into USB and it'll work on every single platform. To go Xbox, plug it into Xbox, and that's where you get to take advantage of all the settings on this. Talking about taking advantage of all the settings, y'all know you got to use the SteelSeries software to take advantage of some of them, as far as that chat balance right there. When on PC, that's a little bit of a stinker. But again, on Xbox, you get everything here. Now, coming into this is pretty much the exact same we controlled with the volume wheel. Just hold it down, bam, and you have all your settings right in here as far as your input, USB, Xbox. Come over here to audio options, press that. You got your equalizer. I have custom right here. I know a lot of you have been asking, what is my EQ? Because you can't really understand right here. It doesn't show the numbers. I will post in the community tab an actual picture of the numbers I use for my EQ right here. And maybe you can just dabble with it. Not saying it's the best EQ, but it's definitely a fun, bright, vibrant EQ that you can play with. But you have some presets in here as well. Back out of that. By the way, this little touch button is our back button. One other thing I want to call out, you're seeing this flickering in the camera right here. That is not actually on it. That's just the frame rate of the camera going with this right here. And then again, they're just not communicating good. Coming over here, you have your gain, high just to get more volume, your ANC options, which again, you can control right on the headset. Transparency mode, which is going to let you hear your outside environment onto the headset, which as you can see, you have the other microphones up there. And then out here, as far as the active noise cancellation, and then your transparency, also inside the ear pads as I showed you before. So let's go on and back out of there. You have your side tone, which you control, low, medium, high, or off. Back out of there. You have your mic volume. And then I think I missed something here. Hold on. What was the last one I missed right here? Hold on a second. ANC, side tone. No, we actually covered everything. Okay, so let's back out of side tone. You got your mic volume. Come into here. You have wireless or Bluetooth, which again, it's easier to control that stuff right on the headset right there. Your line out, and then your system settings as far as like display, your brightness, your mic LED, that red LED I showed you on that. That's how you can actually adjust that in here. Auto off, your about, and your basic tutorial or reset. And again, this is used as your back button.
And now for the mic test of the Arctis Nova Pro wireless headset here. Now, if y'all remember in the wired version, I had the mic kind of close to me. It was picking up a lot of my P's and T's. So I have it scooched out a little bit right here just to see if it sounds any better. Again, we are without the windscreen. And like I showed you, you have that mute button on the back. One thing I want to call out here, this is not my comparison, but it's just something that was kind of like, golly, man, it was kind of a bummer. You all remember in the wired version, I could actually set it to use that touch button as a mute function? Well, unfortunately, on this headset, you can't, and that really stinks. I mean, that was something that, as cheesy and as basic as it sounds, I love that feature, but you can't do that here. So I don't know, maybe they'll do an update down the road. I don't know, just something that kind of bugged me out. But anyways, as far as this microphone, let's go ahead and slap the windscreen on as well. And this is what the microphone is sounding like right now. Again, I got it scooched out a little bit more than we had the wired version the other day because that sounded just a little bit with my P's and T's and kind of, y'all know I get a little excited, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to tone it down here a little bit. But all in all, this is the microphone on the Nova Wireless. And you know what? Let's go ahead and test the microphone connected straight Bluetooth. I'm going straight Bluetooth into my MacBook Air right here. And this is what it sounded like. Again, we don't have the pop filter on. Just want to get that one-to-one sample right there. As you see, the station is off, so we are just raw Bluetooth right now, and this is what the microphone sounds that way. All right, so that mic test with straight Bluetooth was incredibly disappointing. It was like static walkie-talkie style. It was so bad. So right now, I have it recording straight to my phone. Bluetooth on my MacBook Air is disconnected. I don't have any other PCs on or anything like that, so we shouldn't have much interference. Again, and we're recording straight to my phone right here to see if it sounds any better. This is an iPhone 13. And again, I just want to see if the microphone clears up going straight just flat Bluetooth.
Well, all right. So after listening to those mic tests, I think the standard mic test when we're plugged straight wireless was plenty fine. It's passable, you know what I mean? I still get a little bit of my busyness on there, the P's and T's kind of popping sound. You know, I get the, is it the best microphone ever? No. Is it better than the previous SteelSeries headsets? Oh, by far, it really is. Now, talking about going Bluetooth, whether I was connected to my Mac or to my phone, I don't know what the deal is, guys. It was so staticky, it sounded horrible. All right, so now let's go and talk about sound of this headset. Now, this headset is using 40mm drivers, the frequency range of 10 to 22,000 when used wireless, and then 10 to 40,000 when wired. Which honestly, to me, it really doesn't matter what the heck they do wired. That's not how I'm using the headset. I'm buying this because it's a wireless headset, right? So I think that should just be kind of shoved away. We saw that in the old ones, again, they market them as the 10 to 40,000 drivers right there. They didn't even mention a difference with the wireless. So I don't know if they're messing with our heads here or they just mismarketed on the old ones. I'm not too sure what's going on here, but whatever, numbers are numbers. Let's talk about this sound right here. And again, this can be used wireless on every single platform. Okay, and I tested it across all of this. I tested on the same games I tested the wired ones on. We're playing Destiny, we're playing Uncharted. What else are we playing? A little bit of Horizon Forbidden West right here, Dirt 5, and then Halo, right? So talking about those games, having an array right there. This headset, again, kind of just like the wired version, it performed well in every situation. Believe it or not, this was actually better in a racing game. Because as all SteelSeries headsets, even the previous ones, they've always been geared towards the highs. They always have been. And that's what I've loved about them. I prefer highs, but I want bass to be down here when it needs to be down here. Now, talking about these guys, again, we're talking wireless, right? I'm not going to talk about this being wired, which, yes, you can use it that way and it sounds fine going right into a controller. But we're buying this because it's wireless, for crying out loud, okay? So using it in, say, Dirt 5, right? It performed everything. It wasn't as high potent as I thought it would be. It kind of just balanced out a little bit more. And it was quite pleasant playing Dirt 5. I actually enjoyed it, you know? Now, coming over to Uncharted or something like that, a story game, it was still immersive, very full, very loud, right? If you're on the PlayStation, it is very loud. Make sure you go into your settings and actually adjust that volume, because when you first plug in a new headset, it starts off maybe, I don't know, 70, 80%, something like that. Go in there, make sure you crank that up, bam, and you can fire it up right there. And again, it was potent, it was crisp, it was detailed. It did that sound right. It did. Right? Again, going into Halo or Destiny, something like that on a PC, I still got that detail when I was playing competitive, and I still got that immersion when I was in a story mode, say like with Destiny or something. There's a lot of hectic things going on in Destiny. Nothing got overboard. Nothing was overdone. Again, it was doing everything right there. Now, talking about it doing everything right, it was crisp, it was clear, it was loud, it was potent. It never did anything that was like, oh, shoot, wow. Or, oh, man, I need to do that again. You catch my drift right there? It did everything right, but it never did anything above and beyond. That's not me saying it's bad. Catch me right there, because a lot of people say, oh, you're saying the headset's horrible. That's not what I'm saying. It's doing phenomenal here. It is doing phenomenal, but it's not doing anything extra that's going to make you go, ooh, or ah. And as you saw with the station, you can dabble with your EQs, tweak it up to what you like. So what I'm talking about here, you can change it completely. Pull out a little more bass, pull out a little more highs, and really dabble it out. And again, you're going to have a great time with it. If you're on PC, you can dabble with Sonar software. It's great software. Again, y'all know me. I just don't like using software, and you need Sonar open to make it work. Sonar does not save to this. Your settings that you do actually in the engine will save to this, and vice versa right there, and you can take this over to your console and do it that way. It'll save there, but Sonar is Sonar, and you need that open for that to work. Now, I want to bring it back a little bit to features and functions and kind of talk about some of those implemented into this. Number one being the active noise canceling, right? We all have used them before with our Apple earbuds, your earbuds Pros, your Bose, your Sony headphones. We've all used it before, right? Now, talking about those three, I got two, the three that I just mentioned right there, right? This comes nowhere near the active noise cancellation of those. Not even Apple earbuds, the Pros, what I was testing in there, right? Not even Bose. Those kind of block out. You can be on a road trip and it blocks everything out. What I would class this active noise cancellation on this headset is kind of like, say if you got a rainy day, you got a fan running, or maybe the AC running. It's going to block that out. You will still hear your kids playing in the other room or people talking. You're still going to hear that. But again, it's going to block off a lot of that environmental sound, your PC chugging, the fan chugging, or something like that. That's what it's going to block out. And one weird thing about the active noise cancellation, and I don't think many are really going to pick this up. I've tested so many headphones and headsets, right, that I really catch a lot of these little things. So I don't think many people notice this, but with active noise cancellation on, it kind of took away a little bit of that detail. Just that bottom end detail. You still had the highs right here, but some of that extra like little click, clack down at the end right there, just flatten those out, if that makes sense. Now, we all know active noise cancellation, put that static in your ear. You don't really hear any of that. But again, where it took out that bottom end, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, this just isn't sounding right, you know? And lo and behold, I'm like, oh, shoot, I got active noise cancellation on, turned it off, bam, and I was back in business. Now, again, I really don't think you need an active noise cancellation with this headset. You have these fully leatherette ear cups, and it's blocking everything out for you. It's plenty fine. I think that's a feature we could honestly do without, unless you're using these on a go and using them for Bluetooth out on like a transit or just out in the town or whatever. That's where I think it would come beneficial. Now, transparency mode you also have on this here, which is going to let you hear your environment around you, let everything kind of come in there. So again, you're not secluded into just your game. Again, a feature I absolutely love, so I know what's still going on around there. Now, again, is it a feature you need? I don't know. A lot of these features here are things you got to decide, well, does it really justify it? Because you're honestly paying for all that stuff here. And that honestly rolls me right into my conclusion of the Arctis Nova Pro Wireless here, coming in at $350, right? That's expensive. The previous, I believe it's the same price as the previous Arctis Pros, right? They were expensive. Does it justify that price right here? I can't sit here and say, go get this headset, or this is the best headset out there that you need. You know what I mean? What this headset's packing is a lot of really good, right? A lot of features and functions, really good sound, not the best, nothing mind-blowing or anything. It's doing everything good, but not even just the sound, right? We can't look at this just sound and wireless, because that's not all you're buying. Heck, you can go get a $100 wireless headset for that. You got to look at all the other features and functions packed into this. Do you need active noise cancellation? Do you need transparency? Do you need the swappable battery? Do you need Bluetooth? Then you can justify it. Me personally, I love the features that are packed on this. And I love tech-filled, just multi-purpose products. And that's what you're getting right here. And I love it. And I think it does justify that price for me. Again, I can't sit here and say, hey, you need to get this headset. This is something you need to truly justify. Are you worthwhile paying for those extra features and functions? Are you going to utilize them? Then you're going to get your money's worth. And I know what you're asking here. Yo, Techne, should I just buy the Audeze Penrose over these? Should I just buy the wireless Arctis Nova Pros instead of these? Well, subscribe and hit the bell.